Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Vasudev Acharya, and I welcome you all to another issue of our EdClan journal, which is uh, for empowering educators and nurturing young minds. This is volume 4, issue 3 of this um, journal, and I welcome you all again to the online launch or the online release of the same. And I've been joined by a few of the contributors today, and I welcome them all to the forum and talk about the journal. And before that, I would like to give a glimpse of what we have in today's in this issue that we are releasing today. So allow me to share the screen. Is the screen visible to everyone? Yeah, great. So this is the cover, and it looks very interesting because this time we are covering about the ECDF Edu Tour and Conference and Awards that we did in Thailand. This has been our first event, which is international, and it was a very successful event. And we are very glad that we could do such an interesting conference and also Edu Tour where there was a lot of exchange of knowledge. So this is all put up in the cover. And coming to the section and the contents that we have in this, we have like regular, the experts speak. And here we have an article on music and movement by Sue Newman. She's our international wing member from UK. And then we have an article with Smriti Agarwal, who will be joining us shortly. She wrote on SDG and the ECC connection. The one written by Namra Chauhan is on the power of choices, teaching children decision-making skills. And then we have the feature where we had a conference in uh, Guwahati in September in the Taj, and that has been featured here. And then our global conference. Coming to the educator speak section, we have observation and visualization, transform and redefine learning by Dipti Bedi. Then we have Seema Goswami contributing the article, The Five Senses and the Sixth One. And then Jahnavi Sharma, she wrote on preparing for socio-emotional learning and enforcing bullying prevention in the early years of life. A very important, a very pertinent topic, I feel. And then we have showcased our events from July to December, and then our awards, which is the ECDF Global Pinnacle Awards 2023, and this was the fourth edition. So quickly, if we run through the journal, it looks like this. And we are already taking orders for the hard copy of the same. And we are getting a very good response in terms of the orders. So these are our events, and then comes the educator speak section. And the events that are there, and the Pinnacle Awards winners, I congratulate them once again. And here we go. So coming back to the release, we formally released this issue, the issue 2 of volume 4 of the EdClan. And now I would like to hear from the authors who are present here today about their article. So let me start with Smriti is absent now. She'll be joining us. So Namra, your article is the one which is third. So I would start from you. The power of choice is teaching children decision-making skills. Very important. We work a lot on, how to make them more independent and how to enable them to take decisions. So could you tell us give us a brief insight into what your article is all about?
Right.
Over to you.
Yeah. Good evening to everyone present here, and also congratulations to all the contributors and Dr. Vasavi. So, the intent behind writing this article was that I believe decision making is one skill that has to be worked on from a very early on stage. Also, I work in a school setup. I work as a counselor. So when interacting with kids, it is one skill that I feel that has to be worked on more. So through this small article of mine, I've just tried to highlight the importance of working on decision making in early on years and then taking it forward through the adolescent years, because sometimes a lot of kids struggle with career decision making, which becomes a very huge, topic for them. They go for guidance and then counseling sessions and so on and so forth. So when we inculcate something as simple as, allowing them to take their simplest of choices, like deciding what they want to eat, what they want to wear, what game do they want to play, we're just trying to inculcate this habit so that they are put on a pedestal that they can take their choices. We're giving them this responsibility. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Namra. I think this article would really, really be very helpful for the readers because in India, we generally see that it's the elders who take decisions for the younger ones. And that stays, because early childhood is a time when we actually get all the skills. And when that skill of us, our decision-making skill is kind of curbed in from the early on, it becomes very difficult to make choices, not only in career, but also the important life choices like choosing a life partner to other things. So it is very, very important, and thank you so much for contributing this article. Now moving on to Deepthi Bedi, your article is on observation and visualization transform and redefine learning. So what do the readers expect in this that you have this article that you have contributed? Over to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so delighted to be here. And I think thank you, EdClan, for giving this platform, for sharing such a, sharing an article. I think the main idea when I wanted to write down is I wanted to bring that the children are great observer. And, sometimes we miss out on certain, small, impactful words or vocabulary from them. So now I wanted to take this as an article. I wanted to express the idea that now let's just ask our children and take our children into the world of observation, that what they observe, what they speak, what we should be able to hear more, and they are able to talk more, and to bring that transformation. So the idea, I would say it again, is the observation is actually a very transformative force which guide us towards the success. And in a rapidly the way the things are changing in the world, the art of observation, it just brings out something which is hidden inside, and it just help children navigate themselves into to the challenges of the life that are there to come. They're able to make their better observation, and how small mindfulness habits can really empower them, and as well as adults, which is definitely the emphasis in this article, ma'am.
Absolutely wonderful. And yeah, as adults, we do a lot of work on observation and while we do an assessment. So even that was one of our core topics that we discussed during our trip, even in Thailand, that how the adults are observing the young ones to understand what is their level of understanding and their learning outcomes. But
Yeah.
again, Deepthi is giving us another dimension to this entire thing about children's observation.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if I rightly remember, but uh, Reggio Emilia method, Malaguzzi talks about children speaks in 100 languages. So
Yes.
it's like, how they observe and how they react and what is, whether they are saying it or they are implicitly or explicitly,
True.
actually kind of telling us their observation is very important. And it is those are the cues that we can take and then, work with the children.
Build upon it.
Thank
Yes.
you so much, Deepthi, for
Yes,
this
ma'am.
article. And
Absolutely.
moving on, let me go to Suima Goswami. She is here today with us. She wrote this very interesting and intriguing piece, The Five Senses and the Sixth One. So, Seema, please tell us a little about your article. You're muted. Kindly unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I am Seema Goswami. So, I've been an educationist for more than a decade, and now I'm a certified career counselor. So, as an educationist, I spend most of my, most of my experience are related to early childhood educations. So, I was a teacher for pre-primary student, and during that time, I realized the best way children learn is by using their senses. So normally we talk about five senses, which all of us know, but there is the sixth one, that is the curiosity. Children, they have this curiosity within them, and that is how they explore the world. So rather than teaching them, we must give them opportunity to for self exploration, to learn through the things which are all around us, explore the nature, learn from the nature. And as a teacher or as an educator, we can just sit and guide them how to go about it. So it's all about self exploration and learning. And especially during the stage, the children, when they are 3 to 5 years of age, that is the best time to learn by using their senses, being adventurous, being curious. So my article is all about that. Thank you.
That sounds really, really interesting. And yeah, being curious, being adventurous, curiosity, we would, we generally say curiosity killed the cat, but then that is not the thing. It's actually, the curiosity is something that enables somebody to actually explore and go beyond what is visible. And that again, we would call it, in a way, the sixth sense or the sixth sense organ, we would say, that actually comes from our mind or our curiosity. Smriti has joined us, but before we move on to her, she is a co-member of ECDF. So I would rather she finishes this the journal launch. So before we move on to Smriti, I would go to Janvi. She's written about bullying and prevention of bullying in the early years. So Janvi, tell us a little about your art.
Yeah, hi everyone. First of all, a very good evening. And my name is Janapi, and I am working as a psychologist here in Guwahati. But yeah, it's been 2 years. I am involved with the school environment. So the idea about for writing this article, bullying was because since I'm working in school, so these are the few things that I have come across. And even before writing this article, I think we had also a webinar kind of thing on bullying and building empathy, in the early childhood, and how important is it for us as educators, as parents, and as teachers to inculcate these skills, basic skills in the early childhood years, so that we can stop, prevent, or at least monitor and observe these things going on, whether it's in school or somewhere else. So my article speaks about how bullying happens, and the one who bullies, it says about their set of mind, and how they have also at certain point of time gone through, maybe been targeted, or may have had bad experiences or trauma, let's say, and how they try to reciprocate those feelings and reflect it towards others, and how if we inculcate the social emotional learning in school, which talking about how the children are feeling even in classrooms or say it in any school environment, and socializing the students, socializing the children, trying to get to know each other's perspective, each other's feelings through group activities, to say any outdoor activities or indoor activities, so that can really help a lot in order to see a different perspective. And even parents can talk to their children. Communication, that can be one of the important factors in inculcating these things, which can in the future prevent, or rather we can say at least have an awareness, or give us an idea, okay, these are the certain things that we need to look out for our children, or or our brothers, sisters, younger ones, so that they don't face all these things at school. So yeah, that quite summarizes the entire thing, which I tried to put out in the EdClan issue. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Janvi. So this is again very interesting because when we talk about the early years, we don't think children bully. We just it starts with this thing called generally we say teasing. So how there's a very thin line between teasing and bullying, because this actually then intensifies, and then it converts and takes the shape of bullying from very small banters or teasing that we start by calling out, labeling children and all of that, and how we can stop that by teaching children empathy, by teaching them compassion, more, peacekeeping skills, all of that. So I think this is very interesting. And when we talk about bullying, we generally address bullying when children they grow up, they're teenagers or adolescents. But it is very important to address bullying right from the start, right from the early childhood years. So again, we are addressing some very important things in this, issue of the EdClan, where we talk about bullying, where we talk about music and movement, language and literacy. We talk about the power of choices, decision making. It's very, very interesting. Now moving on to Smriti Agarwal. Smriti, are you there? I think she got logged off for whatever reason. We'll just wait for her till she comes back. Yeah, I'm just admitting her. Great. Hi, Smriti, coming to your article. Am I audible to you?
Yeah. Yes,
Great,
firstly.
great. So we come to this very interesting article, the SDG. We all know about the SDG, the goals of SDG, and now the ECCE connection that Smriti would be talking about in her article. So Smriti, tell us a little about.
Okay. So 17 SDGs are there, and people think that SDGs are not meant for ECC space. So my article talks about how all 17 goals of SDG is actually very much related to early childhood education. Because if we start from the early childhood education, those 17 goals are achievable. Otherwise, they are not. So if you think of zero hunger, zero poverty, everything starts from early childhood education. Because zero hunger can only be when we have good preschools, children are educated. Education is the key for all the SDGs to be accomplished, if you will see. So when we talk about the waste management, when we talk about climate change, when we talk about sustainable future for the coming generations.
You got muted, Smriti. You have to unmute yourself.
Oh, and my article explains all about it, of how we can actually in the ECC space right now start with the SDGs. So that you have to read all about it. You have to read, you have to subscribe, you have to get your copy, get the hard copy and read it. And I'm not going to talk more about it.
So this is really interesting. And yeah, this issue is talking about.
Not till the chat. Curiosity is very important in early childhood
It's
education.
very, very, very important. And yeah, so basically, this issue, I have seen that a lot of first things, from the early childhood years, what we need to start, be it bullying, be it, understanding, or observing, and all of it
Yes.
is covered in this issue. And I feel this is going to be a great read for all our readers. We generally have about 10K readership of the EdClan, which is the e-copy, because we sent it to all across the globe. And then we have our hard copies as well, which we courier in different parts of India. And we get our orders. And I would be glad if more orders come up. We are already getting our orders because we are putting it up in our Facebook pages and the Instagram. And yes, I feel that this EdClan again is going to add a lot to our readers who are looking into different insights, different perspectives in this early childhood space. And I thank you once again for contributing your article, your knowledge with us. And we always look forward to an association with you. And I'm so glad to see Smriti here. And I wish you all a very happy new year. Today is this is the third day of the year. And we are releasing this journal. And I wish all our readers, all our contributors, everybody who is our well-wisher, a very, very happy new year and a great 2024 ahead. And with this, I wind up and yeah, I say adieu to all of you. And we are again going to meet up. And that is what ECDF is all about, coming up with one or the other program. And we have our Story Kapitara season 3, which is a storytelling competition that is going to be held on the 20th. And then we have on the 10th of Jan, the New Year, New Goal. This is the season 4 of our New Year's New Goal, where we share what is in our mind and what we plan to do in 2024. And it is with our co-members and also some of our ECDF members. So this again is going to be interesting. I request all of you to join this. And thank you so much once again for your lovely contribution. And ECDF would always be very, very happy to be associated with you in the long term. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, girls, and Happy New Year to all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.